You want to know the honest truth, bro? You're not actually afraid of approaching women. You're just conditioned to think that approaching girls in real life is the same as dating apps. And that's the mindset that's killing your confidence in real life. When I first started my cold approach journey, I had no idea how to actually break the ice with girls that I didn't have a reason to talk to. So I was doing what you're doing right now. I would watch YouTube videos. I would go on Quora and WikiHow. I'd even go on r/seduction, which is a horrible place, bro. Please do not go there. But I was just trying to piece it all together, and that was 3 years ago. And fast forward to today, approaching women doesn't faze me. I've had a fun dating life. I feel relaxed around attractive women when I approach them, and most importantly, I feel more grounded in myself as a man. But here's the thing, bro. It makes sense if you struggle with this, okay? We live in a world where dating apps are the default, right? Everyone's on them. That's the first thing that everybody tries. And then you go on social media like Instagram and TikTok, and you just see, constantly see women, bashing men for approaching them and, calling them creepy. So you kind of internalize that and you're like, all right, well, I'm not going to approach women. I shouldn't bother them. It seems like that's a bad idea. So then you just go back to the dating apps. So you swipe, and you don't really get a lot of action, but eventually, maybe sometimes you get a match and you see the notification pop up on your phone and it's that fiery red, psychologically designed logo, and you open it and you see her profile and she's actually kind of cute. You get those butterflies in your stomach, you're kind of excited, but then that gut feeling hits where you're like, dude, I can't fuck this up. I can't fuck this up because every single time before that, when you've matched with a cute girl and you messaged her, she did not respond. Or maybe she responded and there was a little bit of a dialogue there, but ultimately the conversation fizzled out. And yet again, a match on Tinder led to nothing. And that's how it is for most men, to be honest. So don't even feel bad about that. But maybe with this girl, you can make it work. Maybe this girl is that dream girl that everything clicks with, right? So you're overthinking the first message. You're overthinking every single word, every single emoji. You're like ChatGPTing, like good, give me 10 good opening lines. You want this to be perfect so that you don't fuck up. And then even then, when it's perfect, she doesn't respond. And bro, that's exactly why you're afraid of approaching girls in real life. You've been conditioned to think, bro, it's not your fault. You've been conditioned to think that real life interaction with girls requires that same level of perfectionism and cleverness that you need in the dating app world. Because on dating apps, you're competing against like 10 or 15 other dudes that are messaging her at the same exact time. You need to be perfect. You need to stand out. And because of that chaos, a lot of young men are conditioned to think that in real life, you have to treat real life conversation the exact same way. Like, this is an example of a screenshot I had on a YouTube video of mine. Like, he says he's not afraid of approaching women, but that you have to be funny, and that kind of worries him, right? So that's an example right there of so many guys feel like they need to be perfect and funny. And because you think the bar is so high, you just never start. I was stuck in that cycle too. I was on dating apps for most of my life, like most of college and my early 20s. I was on dating apps for 4 years because that's what I thought, that was the only way to get girls, basically, the only way to date. So I thought. I'd spend an hour on one message and then an hour on a response message if she responded. I was trying to be clever and cool to keep a girl's attention span. And after 4 years of using dating apps, bro, I'm not even lying, I only met up with one girl and she actually became my girlfriend. 4 years and one girl is fucking pathetic, dude. And eventually me and her broke up. Like, we stayed together for a couple years, but eventually we broke up. And I was 23 years old again, or I was 23 and I was single again. And I was like, bro, I'm not going to go through another 4 years of dating apps just to like get with a girl again. Like, there's no way I'm going through that again. It was really fucking lonely and it sucked. So I forced myself to start approaching women in real life. And bro, I was really nervous at first, for sure. But very quickly, I realized that it is so much easier than dating apps. Unlike what so many of us dudes think, there there is no perfect opening line. There's no requirement for that. There's no requirement for having like the perfect, witty, clever conversation. There's no playing 5D chess with her attention span because there's like 15 other guys messaging her at the same time. From what I've experienced, this is just real, authentic human conversation where women that I find attractive actually see me for who I am. And that changed everything. So I'm going to give you my 4-step framework on how you could actually start approaching girls in real life. And it's different than the other stuff you've seen on YouTube, okay? I'm going to just say that. Most of the advice on YouTube that you see, it falls into 2 categories as far as like cold approach or dating advice. It falls into the red pill alpha bro world, or it falls into the, seduction pickup artist world. I don't fall into either of those options. The way that I approach women and the way that I'm going to teach you how to do it right now is just through honesty, authenticity, vulnerability, and just being a human being, man. Like, not overcomplicating things where you're trying to act like a pickup artist or, act like some alpha bro. Just be yourself, accept like a more confident version of yourself, that a little bit more like masculine spark. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that right now. So step number 1 is go into the conversation trying to have fun. Okay. This is usually like step number 4 or step number 5, right? This is usually something people put at the end of the video, right? Something like, and just remember, have fun, okay? She's just a human being. Don't be too nervous. Just try to have fun. Try to relax, right? Fuck that. This is step number 1. Ideally, you're going into the interaction feeling light, feeling positive, optimistic, happy, whatever you want to call it, rather than nervous and stiff and like restricted, There's a big difference between a guy walking up to a girl and saying, hey, I think you're cute. I wanted to say hi, versus, hey, excuse me, hi, this is random, but I thought you were really cute and I wanted to come say hi real quick. The vibe matters. And I know vibe can be kind of like a hard word to understand sometimes. Vibe is just your emotion, basically. Like, you have an emotion going into a certain situation, and it's the way that you express that emotion. So if you're taking this really, really seriously, you're going to give off that vibe, which is kind of a paradox because you are taking this seriously. It's kind of this thing that us guys that, try to get good at this need to unlearn, is that like taking this seriously is actually going to mess you up. Being relaxed and indifferent about this is what is going to actually give you success in this, okay? And I'm going to talk about that right now. So if you're about to approach a girl and you're really, really nervous because you're taking it very seriously, you want this to be perfect. When you talk to her, you're going to be really stiff and nervous and you're going to be stuttering, and that's just not going to be a good look. Here's how you could change that. So we all get those nervous feelings before we're about to do something scary, right? So for you, it's going to be a cold approach. I also get these feelings now even, and before they used to be even more intense. But when I say feelings, I literally mean feelings in your body, okay? That's what feelings are. Don't try to think of feelings. Feelings are literally feelings in your body. So that those butterflies in your stomach that you get, right? That's like that nervousness. You even feel like this tightness in your throat as well. Those are feelings of anxiety and nervousness, right? So when we feel those feelings and we try to fight those feelings and we try to suppress them and push them down, and we're trying to be like, no, fuck you, like fucking be cool, You're telling yourself that, and you walk into an interaction with a girl and you're like you're focused more on pushing those feelings down than you are of like actually being present in the moment with the girl, okay? So just naturally, logically, if you're putting your focus and energy on shoving those feelings into a box and they want to come out, right? Because they're naturally, like it's natural for those feelings to exist. And if you're trying to shove them down, your energy is going into like doing that and also just like acting, like trying to come off cool. And that's never going to work. Like I've done this in my life before. Trying to pretend that you're not nervous, trying to do that is going to make you come off stiff and like unemotionless, okay? But if you take that nervous energy, okay, those butterflies in your stomach, that tightness in your throat, maybe like your heart beating fast, and instead of fighting it and kind of telling your body to shut the fuck up and, act cool, instead of doing that, what you need to do is literally embrace those feelings. Remind yourself that these feelings are perfectly natural. Literally tell yourself, there is nothing wrong with me. This is a normal feeling to have. And when you approach the girl anyways, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more confident because you just validated yourself. You told yourself that these feelings are okay to have. And there's nothing really you could do about it. These feelings are going to come up regardless. So when you walk up to her, you're literally going to feel more grounded in yourself as a man because you just validated yourself. You just told yourself that like, this is okay. to feel. I'm normal. There's nothing wrong with me. And that is how, or at least that's the very first step to how you could have a fun conversation with a girl where you feel confident and light on your feet the entire time by embracing the nervous energy. Okay. Step number 2 is give her context. So when I walk up to a girl, what comes out of my mouth is actually extremely simple, direct, honest. I don't overcomplicate it with like pickup artist stuff or alpha bro stuff. Literally, I just tell the girl something along the lines of, hey, I think you're cute. I wanted to come say hi.
Excuse me. Hi, this is random. I was just walking by. I'm about to meet a friend, but you look very cute. I wanted to say what's up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Hi, I'm Jacob.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm
You're
good.
welcome to sit.
Oh, sure, yeah. Excuse me. Hi, this is random. I was across the street and I saw you. I thought you were really cute. I just wanted to say hi.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
nice.
I dodged traffic to come say hi to you.
That's so nice.
Yeah, what's your name?
That's it. There's no clever lines. There's no rehearsed script. It's just my honest, authentic self. And I'm expressing my authentic reasoning for why I'm talking to her in the first place. And that's what I mean by giving her context. You have to tell the girl that you think she's cute. That is the context. That is the reason you're talking to her. Otherwise, the conversation from her perspective is kind of confusing. She's living her own life, right? You have to remember that. She's walking around the street or at a store. She's kind of doing her daily thing. And out of nowhere, you walk up to her. She doesn't really immediately know why you're talking to her. I mean, you could be a sales guy at the store, okay? You could be a homeless guy asking her for money or like trying to get to know her to ask her for money later, right? You could be one of those people that walk around with clipboards, to get signatures or something. Maybe you're literally a crazy guy. She has no idea who you are, okay? From your perspective, like you're a normal guy, right? You're just a guy who sees a cute girl and wants to go talk to her and get to know her. From her perspective, you're a dude and you could be one of many things, okay? Like when somebody walks up to you on the street, you typically think it's somebody asking you for money, right? That's the same for her. She thinks that it's somebody's gonna ask her for money or something like that. So you have to give her the context of why you're talking to her. And that's literally like, hey, I think you're cute. I wanted to come say hi. By giving her context, you immediately, get her to be on the same page as you, right? Everything clicks. And you're also going to get an idea pretty quickly if she's actually open to talking to you or not. If you give her the reason as to why you're talking to her, which is, hey, I think you're cute, and if she's immediately like positive and friendly and social about it, then that's awesome. And, you just found yourself a girl that you can talk to and have a conversation with, and there's a good chance that you're going to get her number. If immediately you tell her that you think she's cute and she's kind of like stiff and weird about it and not really engaging in dialogue with you, then okay, cool. You just filtered out for yourself, this girl's not interested and I can move on. You could talk to her for like 20 seconds to kind of like get the vibe more a little bit. But ultimately, if a girl is like not responsive to you, don't try to force it. If she's interested, she's going to respond to you. Step number 3 is simple small talk is enough. So let's say you walked up to a girl and you said, hey, I think you're cute. I wanted to come say hi or something along those lines. And she was positive about it, like the way that she responded to you. The conversation is kind of confusing for some guys, right? It's like, what do I talk about? Do I need to escalate? There's all these questions that guys have. Truly, what I've realized in my life, and I also used to be in your shoes. I used to think that, you had to escalate, you had to seduce, you had to do all these things. Simple, small talk is enough. And I think I'd rather just play videos of myself talking to girls here so that you can get an idea of like what type of conversation topics I'm talking about here. What you'll notice is that it's very, very simple. It's literally just kind of basic small talk. But the issue is that you don't want to just constantly ask her questions and have it be this like interview style conversation, because that gets very boring and you don't really get a chance to show off your personality, which is ultimately going to be what attracts the girl to you, right? Asking questions is perfectly normal. Like that's cool. Do that. That's part of a conversation. You have to ask questions, but you don't just want to ask questions. Otherwise that makes it come off like an interview and just overall kind of boring, right? How you avoid doing that is actually a very simple answer. And it's just that you just talk about yourself, right? A lot of guys feel like the approach is just about the girl and they need to just ask the girl questions and show how curious they are, right? Like, I'm such a curious guy. I want to get to know you, Men don't do this enough. Men don't ask women enough, right? Like they want to kind of take that angle. That makes the conversation pretty boring though. And genuinely the only antidote to that is just the logical opposite of asking somebody a question, and it's just you talking about yourself. So throwing in a mix of like asking questions, but then also like responding maybe to her, like you ask her a question, she gives you an answer, and then you just talk about your own life in relation to the question that you asked, right? You just kind of talk about the things that you ask too. Just talk about yourself. Don't be afraid to talk about yourself. And I'm going to show probably a few minutes of actual conversation examples here so that you get an idea of what I'm talking about here.
That's an interesting name.
Thank you.
Okay, Jacob.
Yeah, I do need to cross the street.
I'll cross back with you. What are you
Okay.
up to today?
I'm actually studying because I have finals.
Oh,
So,
okay. You in college?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm senior.
Senior. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Like 22.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
22 in February, but yeah.
Okay, cool. How old do you think I am?
I would say like 24, 25.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
How much?
25.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So are you about to like go to the cafe or something? or-
Yeah, I'm gonna get coffee and then meet
Uh-huh.
one of my friends for lunch.
Nice.
And then go back to the library.
Okay.
So-
Cool. You go to Georgetown? Nice. Smart. Educated. What do you?
I don't know about that.
What do you study?
Government.
Oh yeah. What are you reading? I don't want to
Oh,
keep you
that's
from.
fine. It's my sister told me to. It's
Uh,
like the new chapter.
Okay. Red flag.
No,
I
it's
was
I
playing.
know it's like, it's very cringy. I'm like I need a Kindle so no one can see.
I got a Kindle recently. It's actually the best purchase I made. It was like 90 bucks, and I've been reading more than I've ever read in my life because it's just so easy.
See, that's what I was
Yeah.
like. I feel like I'd read more if I
Yeah.
didn't carry.
No, literally, yeah. It's also like at night. Like I would try to read at night with a book, but then it's like you have to put like a flashlight, like your phone on your chest, and it's just like so uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
now you just get the Kindle. It's
Yeah.
fucking easy.
So you would just work remotely? Is that
Yeah.
What you're traveling?
Yeah. I mean, I'm visiting my family right now. I'm visiting my grandma for a few weeks, staying here. I don't have my own place here. But yeah, it's traveling here, visiting some friends and stuff. And I'm meeting a friend later down there. So
Nice.
yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Well, I'd love to grab your number,
Oh,
and
yeah,
grab
that-
coffee
yeah,
or
That
something.
would be awesome.
Yeah.
How long are you in town?
I am in town for I don't know, probably a few more weeks or something. Yeah.
Nice.
There.
Yeah, I feel like
Or,
we
hold
should
on.
go up to each
I know it's lame.
other.
Very lame. All right, that's me right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll text you mine.
What was your name again?
Megan.
Megan. Okay, Jacob. Awesome.
Nice to
Hey,
meet
pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
See ya.
have a good day.
You too.
If you follow these 3 steps, embrace the nervous energy, give her some context, and simple small talk, you're going to be miles ahead of where you are right now. So if you're sick of dating apps and you're actually ready to start approaching women in real life, I offer one-on-one coaching where I give you specific, tailored advice to your specific situation, right? Everyone's life is different, and the framework that I laid out in this video can be applied to everyone's life, but everyone has a different starting point, obviously, and different insecurities that stop them from approaching women. So what I do in my one-on-one coaching is I actually help you break down those insecurities and help you realize that, those things that hold you back are more your own narrative rather than the actual nature of reality. And I could actually help you break out of those insecurities and, live a more enjoyable life, because ultimately this is what this is all about, is just having a more loose, fun, enjoyable life where you're not so stiff and nervous all the time and you could actually go for what you want and be proud of that, So if you're interested in that, book a call with me. The link is down below. And yeah, man, I'll see you next time.